Hey there, folks. I was planning on doing this a little bit earlier, but this is the first time I've had to check in. This is Dana coming at you live from Philadelphia on behalf of the Karen Harris channel. I am checking in today because I had a really interesting conversation with our pastor regarding Tartaria. I don't know if you've ever researched this area of hidden history, but suffice it to say that there are layers and forgotten histories and forgotten peoples that are interwoven throughout the fabric of human time. And unfortunately, the victors write the history books. So there's a lot of information to dig through when you first begin to research Tartaria. To give a brief synopsis, it is what is now modern day Russia. It is what is on the other side of, it was located, their lands began on the other side of the Great Wall of China. They are believed to, oh, hi puppy. They are believed to be the descendants of the Nephilim. There are several bloodlines that came down and intermingled with the sons, daughters of man, daughters of Eve, and there were giants. There were Nephilim, human giant hybrids. When we research Tartaria, what we find is that the history has been hidden because its very existence proves the accuracy of Old Testament stories about the Nephilim. And that's going all the way back to Genesis. And really what the powers that be don't want is for other people to be aware of just how holy and how special we are. We are not just ants floating on a ball, hurtling through space. It's more than that. So Tartaria, look into it. I'm going to do a little bit more research. I have one of the head pastor at our church. We had a really interesting conversation today because in the book of Revelations, we're in chapter 9, and he was giving a little bit of history about the people, the hundreds of thousands of horses and warriors that would be sent out from the Euphrates River. And then he talked about them going back into Tarsus. And this is what kind of piqued my interest in terms of Tartaria. So we went up afterwards to speak to him, and he did say to contact his secretary tomorrow, and that he would have a book on standby for me so that I could start to read a little bit more about the Nephilim, the bloodlines. We do know that the Smithsonian does have the skeletons, the remains of giants. For me personally, I often wonder if this is where humans have essentially descended or evolved from the Tartarians, and if there was some kind of intermingling, and how that might express itself now in our genetics. I find that really fascinating, but probably not going to be able to get there right now. So we are going to Tartaria, right? Yes, that's what we're going to get into. And the next thing is that I was just watching a little bit of Trump's speech, and I really felt like it was time to address the elephant in the room. Specifically, like, where is he? Where has he been? For as loyal as his followers are, and for as dedicated as they are to him and to the MAGA philosophy, I really felt like he let his followers down. He just up and left. He was kicked off of Facebook. He was kicked off of Twitter. He was no longer able to communicate on these like more massive media platforms. But you're telling me that one of the most famous, infamous, richest people in the entire world didn't know you could go to Gab, Parler, Minds, Rumble, Odyssey. There are 1,000 different platforms. Not everything has to be on YouTube anymore. If he really wanted to, he could have. Be careful not to idolize this man. He is not someone worthy of your adoration. And then quickly on to the concept of being disaffected Democrat. So because I live in the city of Philadelphia, it is primarily a Democrat-run area. It has been for the last 50 or 60, 70 years might be going on. I think it was sometime in the mid-50s. So like 55 was the first Democrat mayor that was elected to Philadelphia. And then it has been a strictly Democrat ever since then. Primarily, city council, again, is primarily Democrat. So, after 60, 70 years of Democrat rule, I would love to take you on a tour and show you what Philadelphia looks like. We are very blessed to be in an area that is safe and friendly, family friendly, but not all areas of Philadelphia are like that. And, the children that are really suffering are the children that don't have involved parents at home that are working with them through this distance learning model. Those are the kids that are falling behind, and nobody really, I just don't feel like anybody's addressing that. We have teachers' unions leading the charge, making it seem as though, number one, that the vaccine would save everybody, and number two, that teachers can't come back until they get it. But even when they get it, all these rules still have to apply. Suddenly have to make space for all these kids because they can't have 30 kids jammed in a classroom anymore. Maybe these are things we should have thought about before. Right now, oh my word. I mean, Joe Biden, to even watch him speak, I almost feel like his elder abuse, that they put this poor man out there. He's a bumbling fool. He can't stay on topic. He can't read a teleprompter, never mind coming up with an original thought. He has to be led by the hand from place to place. This is not a man in his prime who is ready to lead a country. Not to suggest that Kamala would do any better of a job. In terms of 2024, it's entirely too early to start thinking about that. But I'll tell you this, I am not in a place where I feel like I am going to vote for a Republican or a Democrat either way. I will remain a registered Democrat because I still have to do business in the city of Philadelphia. And from time to time, when you need to speak to your rep or your city council person, it's helpful to be affiliated with their party. However, one of the things I enjoyed in the last primary was voting for Tulsi Gabbard. I really felt as though she was a quality candidate. She would have, she was a quality female candidate that would have brought in some of the younger kids. She is anti-war, which, Joe Biden was never going to go for that. He already bombed Syria. And so I don't know who to vote for. 2024. We have a long time. A lot of things could happen. The whole country could fall before then. I don't know how long it took for Rome to fall, but all the signs are here. If you can, drop a like. I would appreciate it. Trying to build up the algorithm a little bit. Hit subscribe and let me know if you have any topics or what you know about Tartaria. I would love to hear if you know anything. Thanks, guys, for taking the time. Okay. I hope you have a great night. Stay safe.